Okay, welcome back. It's the task 3 or the next task within the paper 2 February March 2025 9626. Here we are expected to create a tic-tac-toe game which highlighted the winner with green highlights or green fillings. Yeah. First one, we want to open the Excel because we're using spreadsheet. I'm using Excel for this one. Cells B2 to D4 must contain 48 point sans serif font. So we're going to do that with a blank new B2 to D4 sans serif. So I'm going to do with Arial, just the easiest one, and 48. And then I can see that there's a thick background surrounding the area. So there's a difference between when you use just a regular border, which looks like that, and with a thick border, which is much more thicker and it looks. So I'm gonna make all the border become thick, and then restrict the entry only for uppercase 0 or X or blank. And then you need to create from a drop down menu and display a prompt for the user and also error message. So obviously that's going to be using the data validation. So I'm going to create a list X O, ignoring blank because we can actually put blank. The input message should be please select O or X from drop down, and the error message should be wrong input. Please enter X or O and click OK. So for everything it should be there. I'm gonna test one and correct message. Yeah, so we have that. Now move on to the next part, which is creating an eight conditional formatting rules so that the winning cells have a green background. So we're gonna do that. So first things first, the logic here is that the 3 cells have to be true in order for it to change the formatting. So we want to use conditional format, creating new rules, and then having our own formula to check this. So equal, we're going to test one at a time. So n, if b2 is equal to x, and then c2 equals to x, and then d2 equals to x. Okay, oh, I forgot to change the conditional. It should be in the fill should be green, and okay, and then apply. Let's try with the x. If it's an O, it's not highlighting. Now I'm going to try with the O. So same logic applies. So highlight that one, manage rules, and edit your formula. Now there's two possible rules which makes the cells go green, which is an X and an O. So what I'm going to do is just I'm using the function OR. So it could be the X's or the O's. So I'm going to put O's here, and it should work with the O's as well. Closing parenthesis, and apply. So now you see that the O's now in green as well, and we're gonna do that for the rest of the rows and columns. Okay, and so there should be, it says in the question earlier, 8 conditional formatting. So 3 of these, 3 of rows, 3 of columns, and then diagonal for 2's. So that should be 8 in total. But instead of rewriting everything, I'm gonna copy these rules right here. Okay, and then highlight this one and do the conditional formatting as well. But make sure that you change, because right now it's not in B2 anymore, it's in B3, C3, and D3. Don't forget with the rest as well, which is later B4, C4, and then D4. So format which will be changed to green, and OK, apply. Let's test. It works for X. It should work with O's as well. Okay, last one. Same thing, conditional formatting, manage rule, new rules, use formula, paste this, change this to 4. Now we have all the rows having the conditional formatting that change itself to green if one of the O's or one of the X wins. Okay, now I have 3 different rules already here. Now we're going to do the column part. Same reasoning, new rules, formula, but now instead of having the B2, C2, D2, we're going to change it to B2, B3, B4. Okay, B2, B3, and then B4. Later on the second column, you're going to change this as well. I'm going to copy this instead of retyping them, and then change the O's, only the O's for the second part. So B2, this is O, B3, this is O, B4, this is O. Okay, then okay, apply. Format haven't changed, so I need to change this one to green. Okay, and don't forget to copy this for the next column. Okay, let's test the first row, the first column. Green. Select the second column, conditional formatting, manage rules, new rules, formula, change this to C. Now previously it's B2 to B4, now it's C2 to C4, so let's change this all to C's. C and C, and this one also C, C and C. Format change to green, okay, and then apply. Let's try it with the O. Works. Last one for the column, new rule, formula, and change this to D2, D3, and D4. And then this one also D, D, and D. Change the format to green, click OK, OK, and apply. So it should work for all of the things. Let's erase this. I want to try the diagonal, the column first. X. It should work for all X's. Okay. Now, the next one is the diagonal. It's a little bit different because the range you have to select it one by one. So B2 select, C3 select, and D4 select. And then go to conditional formatting, manage rules, new rules, use formula. Almost the same, but this one now we change this to B2, C3, and then D4 because it's going diagonally. So B2, C3, and then D4. And then also for this one, B2, C3, and D4, and change the format into green. And the other one, D2, C3, and B4. Conditional formatting, manage rules, new formula. Use the old formula, but don't be sure to replace this with B4. This one is C3, and then this one is D2 instead of B4. This one is B4, again C3. This one is D2. Format change it to green, okay, and then apply. Let's try the diagonal ones. X, 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 green. 0, 0, 0, or O, 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 green. Okay, so all works for 8 of the column rows and then diagonals. Let's move on to the next one. Save your spreadsheet and with the candidate number, blah blah blah. Okay, let's save this one. Save as, put it in desktop. PPT, candidate number, name, and blah blah blah. Okay. Next one, create a new word processing for evidence. So we need a Word document or word processing software. Evidence, we need to test the conditional formatting of one of the rules, one of your 8 conditional formatting rules. So what is to be tested, the rules used, and 3 cells that it applies to. So to be tested is the conditional formatting, and the rules used, you can simply copy the formula that you want to test it. So in this case, I'm gonna do with the first row, which is B2 to D2, and then I'm gonna go to conditional format and see the B2 to D2 option here, B2 to D2, and then copy the formula from here and then put it in my Word document. And then the cells are B2, C2, and D2. And then we're going to create a table, which is a test table that contains tested. Let's go for this one, expected and actual result. So this one is B2, C2, D2. Now this one we can merge because this is under the cell that is being tested. Let's make it neat. Let's put it in the middle. This one as well. And then this is like that. Wait, I don't like this. I need to put it in the middle. Cell center. Okay. So you can create your own combinations of what is being tested in this situation. So it's as simple as putting the combination available. So like this one, say OOO, OOX, OXX, or XOO, until all of the combination available, or the combination that you think needs to be tested. So the first one is of course the correct one. Second one is what happens if it's containing one X, what happens if it contains two X's, what happens if the X is the first one, or the first two X. Then what is the expected value for this one? This should turn the cells into green cells or green fillings. So accepted green fills for B2 to T2 cells. And then the actual result, you can take a screenshot of what you did. So 3 O's should be green, and you can use a snipping tool for this, and then take the cells and then you put it into the evidence table. So I can make it smaller, so something like that. So you repeat the process for everything until you make sure that you test it all based on this rule. So the rules used are limiting itself to the B2 to D2 cells. So that's why you're testing the data with B2 to D2 cells. How many combinations there are available, you might want to put it there. So if it's all xxx on those three, what happened, right? If it's all o, like this one, I'm gonna copy because it's the same. We just need to replace this with x as the evidence. And then all of the other ones here also put the evidence. So like if you put 00x or 0xx or x00 or xx0, so what happened? What happened if it's 0x0? Because we don't have that yet, right? See, we don't have that combination. Or x0x. What happened with that combination? After you're done, that's about the test data that is available. So we can put on the left here, and you can see how many testing that you did. So this one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 8 9 10. Okay, let's see the question. In this document, create a test plan to test only one. Within your test plan, select appropriate test data for all possible results for this rule. Use this test plan to fully test this rule. Record the result in your test plan and save that document. Okay. So only one of. Okay, only one of. Don't miss out on the fact that other input could be done as well, right? Remember, a test plan contains of abnormal, normal, and extreme. So in this case, this is a normal expected value. There's an extreme version of this, which is like one of the value is becoming x, so it's like two O's with one x. But there's also, we haven't done any abnormality tests. So things like A, O, O, right? Or O, A, O, or O, O, A. And then we have the x's as well. Let's say AXX, XAX, XXA. More value to be tested. So the rest is just you do fast enough to consider all of these combinations. You can do a lot of the testing within this one rule, because like when it comes to and it's partially holistically connected to the other explanation of what a test plan does. So you might want to do like something like this as well. AOX, what's the result of this? Or OXA, right? Or OAX, now XAO, right? You have all of this possible combination, and then there's combination between O and X. So AOX, OXA. What about OAX, XAO, or we can do XOA, because they haven't done the XO, and then no, AXO. We did the AX, but then not the AXO. Okay. Expected value for this is accepted, but no fail. Then you can just copy paste the result here. This one should be rejected, error message, right? And then copy paste the whole thing. So you know that there's an accepted value with no greens, an accepted value with greens, and then all of the rejected expected values, and then the actual result. Once you're done with the test table, then you're actually finished with that task. Okay, thank you.